And that's the end of the first half. As the teams head to the locker room, the Spartans lead the Bulldogs by a score.
You guys stink.
Geez, Coach, we're only down a couple of points.
No, I mean you guys really smell. You need to hit the showers. And here, I got every one of you new bars of soap from the Sterling Soap Company. Each bar is artisan crafted using natural ingredients and essential oils. They also have shave soaps, colognes, beard balm, and a whole lot more. Now get in there.
But Coach, we have another half to play.
I don't care. I can't stand to be around you.
A few minutes later.
All right, bring it in tight. You guys are still playing terrible, but you're smelling great out there. Now listen, you're going to need to stock up for the rest of the season. We got a lot of tough games left. So go to sterlingsoap.com after the game. That's STIRLING soap.com. You got that?
Yes, Coach.
Great. Sterlingsoap.com on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Sterlingsoap.com.
This podcast is part of the Sports History Network, your headquarters for the yesteryear of your favorite sport. You can learn more at sportshistorynetwork.com.
This is a Historically Speaking Sports Podcast Bulletin. I'm Dana Augusta reporting. It took the United States hockey team 46 years, almost to the day, to find themselves back on top of the medal stand in a Winter Olympics. Yet it was 46 years to the day that the United States hockey team claimed its greatest and most important victory. That was until Sunday morning. Now, I'm not going to pretend that their gold medal win against Canada in overtime ranks up there with the miracle on ice. It was certainly a different time under completely different circumstances. Sunday morning, Team USA defeated Canada 2-1 in overtime thanks to a shot by Jack Hughes with 18 minutes and 19 seconds remaining in the first overtime, with the game-winning goal ending 46 years of the United States coming up short in the Olympics, including a couple of matchups with Team Canada in 2002 and in 2010. But this win not only claimed Team USA as the best hockey team in the world, but avenged the two losses we suffered against Canada in the previous games. Now, looking back on the previous Olympic Games when Team USA brought home the gold, which incidentally, each one previously happened on American soil, this one actually happened in another country, the first time that had ever happened. In 1980, the United States upset in some ways hockey's equivalent to the 1992 U.S. basketball team known as the Dream Team. Back then, it was the Soviet Red Army team that not only beat teams, but destroyed them, broke them, and embarrassed them. But this victory for Team USA was different, but in some ways, no different. In fact, this win was the third time ever that Team USA won the gold medal in men's Olympic hockey. Had some things in common with the two previous gold medal winning teams. The first time Team USA would win gold in an Olympics was back in 1960, in the 1960 Olympic Games taking place in Squaw Valley, California, some 40 miles northwest of Lake Tahoe. In those Olympics, the favorites was of course Canada, the Soviet Union, and Sweden. The United States, on the other hand, was not expected to do much. In fact, in some publications, Team USA was predicted to finish last. There were no sponsorships, no endorsement deals, and no NHL players. Despite Team USA's expectations or non-expectations, they went undefeated in pool play, beating Czechoslovakia and Australia. Then in the tournament portion of the competition, the United States upset Sweden 6-3, then blasted Germany 9-1. A team that was predicted to finish last in the field was suddenly 4-0 heading into their game with rival Canada. Team USA scored a goal in the first period and another in the second, which was enough as Team USA held on to a 2-1 win over our neighbors to the north. Wow, that score sounds familiar. Anyway, suddenly Team USA found themselves in the semifinals against the powerful Soviets, in the early years of the Cold War no less. Team USA would take an early lead, but the Soviets would score 2 later in the first period to lead 2-1. The United States would score 1 in the second period by Bill Christian, and then in the third period, Bill Christian again would find the back of the net for the game winner. Their win over the Soviet Union set up the gold medal rematch with Czechoslovakia, carrying with them a 5-0 record. Now, it did look good for Team USA early, relinquishing a goal 8 seconds in. And by the end of the second period, Team USA was down 4-3. Then something crazy happened. To say that Team USA caught fire would be an absolute understatement. They would score 6 goals in the final 20 minutes and defeat the Czechs 9-4 to claim his first ever gold medal in hockey. And just like the 2026 team that had a pair of brothers, Jack and Quinn Hughes and Matthew and Brady Tkachuk, the 1960 team also had a pair of brothers, Bill and Roger Christian and Bill and Bob Cleary. Now let's fast forward some 20 years. It's Lake Placid, New York, and of course everybody knows the story. Team USA won the gold medal in those Olympics for the second time, the first in 20 years and the first team not named the Soviet Union. But what ultimately gets lost in the story, Team USA's win against the Soviet Union was only the semifinals. Team USA's emotional 4-3 win over the 4-time gold-winning Soviet Union placed the team just them one victory away from the gold medal. All that win did, which took place on February 22nd, 1980, was just guarantee Team USA a spot in the gold medal game against Finland. Had they lost to the Finns, would we really still be talking about the Miracle on Ice? I highly doubt it, but at least it wouldn't be as big in the American consciousness. Now, Team USA, composed mostly of college players, finished tied with Sweden in pool play. And with a record of 4-0-1, that record was good enough to advance to the medal round to face the Soviets. The U.S. team actually played a warm-up against the Soviet Union heading into the Winter Olympics. On February 9th in Madison Square Garden, Team USA was destroyed by the Soviet Union 10-3. Now in pool play, the Soviets used it as essentially glorified practices, beating Japan 16-0, the Netherlands 17-4, Poland 8-1, and then Finland and Canada played them relatively close, beating them 4-2 and 6-4 respectively. Now the game on Friday, February 22nd, 1980, on tape delay no less, Team USA pulled off the upset of upsets, beating the Soviet Union 4-3 at the Lake Placid Olympic Center.
Karlovan shooting it into the American end again. Morrow is back there. Now Johnson, 19 seconds. Johnson over to Ramsey. Letonov gets checked by Ramsey. McClanahan is there. The puck is still loose. 11 seconds. You've got 10 seconds. The countdown going on right now. Morrow up to Schultz. 5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes! Unbelievable.
That, of course, was Al Michaels and Ken Dryden with the call, which is one of the most iconic calls in sports history. Now, during the post-game wrap-up, ABC's sports anchor, who just 8 years earlier announced the tragic events at the Munich Summer Games, a man by the name of John McKay, compared the American win over the Soviet professionals to a group of Canadian college football players beating the newly crowned Super Bowl champion Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, 2 days later, Team USA, after trailing Finland 2-1, rallied in the third period, scoring 3 goals to claim the gold medal with a 4-2 win. Now, will this Olympic win by Team USA rank up there with the other two? Well, in my opinion, the thrilling game 4 outweighs the other two, but in importance, for a number of rays, not really. But the USA winning gold medal in an Olympic hockey is always big. This was a Historically Speaking Sports podcast, update, and bulletin. This is Dana Augusta reporting.
This podcast is part of the Sports History Network, your headquarters for the yesteryear of your favorite sport. You can learn more at sportshistorynetwork.com. Hey there, sports history fan. This is Arnie Chapman, a.k.a. the Football History Dude, and I hope that you enjoyed this recent episode presented by the Sports History Network and were able to learn some good old-fashioned sports history knowledge nuggets. I started the Sports History Network back in 2020 with the mission to help podcasters find a community of like-minded sports history nerds, as well as helping aspiring podcasters to start their own shows. We have a little bit over 30 shows on the network right now covering all sorts of sports history, but as far as I'm concerned, We're just at the toothpick in the ocean moment, that can't even figure it out because there's so much more coming. We wanted to create the ultimate headquarters for sports yesteryear, starting with Podcast Network and our website, but we're going to continue to move into other mediums as well. And here's the cool part, because we want you to be part of our team. So if you're interested in starting your own podcast, or maybe being a guest on one of our shows, or who knows, maybe even writing an article for us over on the website. Seriously, all you gotta do is reach out to us on the contact page over at sportshistorynetwork.com. You can be as technologically savvy as a Neanderthal tapping on a stone trying to figure out this whole hieroglyphics thing back in the day. Again, it doesn't matter, because even if you don't understand the whole podcast space, we have a production team that can pretty much help you out with doing everything. All you gotta do, head over to sportshistorynetwork.com, head to the contact page, fill it out. That message goes right to me, and I'll reach out to you as soon as I can. But for now, dude, I'm through if you're through.